Hello everyone, welcome back. So previous video we have talked about what are the pipelines. In this video we will talk about how we can connect our Salesforce environment with the help of JWT and SFDX. So this is very important prerequisite for us to build a pipeline on Jenkins using SFDX. These are the few steps that we will follow here. We are going to install OpenSSL for Windows and Mac OS. You can download from these links. Then we are going to generate a SSL certificate using OpenSSL. We'll create a connected application inside our Salesforce environment, and then we will authenticate SFDX using JWT. So here are the steps to generate SSL certificate. Once we have downloaded our OpenSSL inside our system, we set the environment variable. We need to execute these four commands sequentially. These commands should be in the same order from top to bottom. You cannot execute this command and then this. Okay, so first this command should be executed for generating a private key. Then we will execute this command to generate a private key with the help of our whatever the private key we have generated over here. This is going to be your key, which is very useful, and we will use to authenticate our Salesforce. Then we will generate a server certificate file, and this step, the number 4 step is going to give you the SSL certificate which we will be using inside our connected application. So let's quickly start first downloading OpenSSL and then generate the certificate. So this is the link which is I have already opened into the browser. You will get the link in the PPT itself. You can open that and then download it from here. This link is for the Windows, so you can download any of these two either for Windows 32 or Windows 64. So I'm going to download it for Windows 64. So you can see here, this is the file that I have downloaded. What you need to do is you just need to go ahead, right click and extract the file. Because this is a zip file, we need the binary files. What we'll do is we'll extract to the folder that we have. So as soon as you will extract, you will see the folder. This is the folder that you have got. Okay, if you want, you can rename it to OpenSSL, that I have done here, OpenSSL, and then go to up to bin file. Okay, we need to add environment path inside our system in order to run OpenSSL. So first thing, just copy the URL up to your base folder. Don't go inside bin, just go here up to your base folder. You can see there is one file called openssl.cnf, which is the configuration file. Then what you need to do is just search for environment variables if you are in Windows, and then click on environment variables, and then under user variable and system variable we need to add a variable called OpenSSL_conf. This is going to be the name, and here you need to provide the base path here and then put the openssl.cnf file. So how it is going to work is your base path, and under that you have got openssl.cnf file. So this is the whole path that you need to give over here. Okay, then click on OK. Now do the same thing for your system variables. Use openSSL_cnf and provide the same path that you have copied. This is the very first step. The second step is you need to go to inside bin folder, then copy the path, get back to your variables. Inside the environment variable, find a variable called path. There must be a path, and then double click on that, click on new and add your URL over here that you have copied. You can see I have already added. I'll just go ahead and click on cancel. Similarly, do for your system variable. So you will see there must be a variable name called path, and add your system variables over here as well. So this, once you are done with this, what you need to do is you just need to open command prompt, click on window plus R, type cmd and hit enter. It will open a command prompt for you. What you need to search is OpenSSL, not search, just type OpenSSL, hit enter. If you get OpenSSL, that means your OpenSSL has been installed successfully. If you are getting OpenSSL is not recognized as internal or external command, please restart your machine, restart your machine. Sometimes it happens. Environment variables take times to reflect. So after restarting, try again. And if you are still getting the same problem, please make sure to check your environment variables. Otherwise, feel free to contact me. So now we have done with the OpenSSL setup. Next thing what we need to do is we need to generate the certificate. For generating a certificate, what I have done is under this deployment folder itself, I have created a folder called JWT. I'll suggest you all create a new folder where we are going to generate certificate. Just say hit enter CMD, okay, because we are going to generate certificate over here. Now we are going to execute the commands one by one. So I have already copied those commands. I hope you already have copied those commands from the PPT. Execute the first command. You will see that we have got, even you are getting unable to write random state E is this, okay. That's okay. If you go to your folder, you will see that there is a file server pass key which has been generated, okay. Then again what you need to do is execute the next step, which is a state, okay. Now we have got the server key. If you go to your folder, you will again see there is one more file which is server key, okay. Now let's quickly generate a CSR file, and with the help of this file we will generate our SSL certificate. Hit enter. It will ask some information from you. Just provide the information like country code, what is your state, what is your city name. So you can see I have provided all the information over here, like what is the country, state, then locality, what is your company name, or what everything, whatever information it is asking to you, just go ahead and provide that information, and then verify that you have got the certificate over here, which is .csr file. There is the last step, which is number 4. Copy that command and put over here. So it is going to generate a private key for you, basically a certificate for you. Now if you get back to your folder, you will see there is a server.crt file, which is security certificate. This is our SSL certificate. Out of these 4 files, we are going to use server.crt and server.key files. These 2 files you can delete if you want, you can keep if you don't want to delete. I'm not going to delete those, I'll keep those files over here. Now let's talk about how we can create the connected application inside Salesforce. So these are the 11 steps I have outlined. If you are in Lightning environment, you need to visit Setup, App Manager and Connected Application. If you are in Classic environment, navigate to Setup, Create Applications, scroll down to the Connected App section and then click on New. And these are all the steps I am going to walk you through. So this is our Salesforce environment where we are working in. I'm in Classic. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and click on search for apps, and you can see under build I've got create and then apps. Just I'll go ahead, click on applications. So if you're Classic, do that, and then scroll down to the connected applications. You can see I've already one, which is GitHub Actions. Then I've got Salesforce DX namespace registry. I will just go ahead, click on new. It will ask some information from me, like what is the connected application. So I'll say that Udemy deployment, okay, API name. Then I'll say contact email. I'll provide my contact email, and then it is asking for contact phone. If you wanted to give the logo, you can give. If not, I'm going to leave it as a blank. We need to enable the OAuth settings. Just go ahead and enable this. Now it is saying that callback URL. What should be the callback URL? For callback URL, you can put anything, any value, but what I'll use is I will use localhost 1717 auth redirect. This is already there in the PPT, you no need to worry about that. Next thing that you need to do is you need to select use digital signature. This is the checkbox because we are going to use certificate file. So just check that and select your CRT file. So I have selected my CRT file. Now selected auth scopes. What all its scope we need to select here. We need to be very careful while selecting the auth scopes. Okay. The first thing we need to select is web. Then we need to select refresh token offline access. Then we need to select full. Okay. Okay, so these are the only 3 scopes that you need to select. If you don't select any of these scopes, you'll get the authentication error. So please make sure to select all these 3 scopes that you have. Scroll down, go ahead and click on save. You will be prompted like this. It will take up to 10 minutes to take effect. Just go ahead and click on continue. So once you click on continue, you will see the screen like this. Then you click on manage, and under manage you will see edit policies. So here what you need to do is, for this permitted users we need to change. We need to say admin approved users. We only want the user to access this application who are already approved by admins. Just go ahead and click on save. Now we are done with this part for the setting up connected applications. After that, what we need to do is scroll down and then select the profiles, because we have created the application. Now we need to give the access to some users. So we'll give the access to system admin and go ahead and click on save. So all the users who have permission or who have the profile of system admin, they will be able to access our application that we have just created. Get back to your application again and open the application over here. Once you will open the application, you will see consumer key over here. Just copy that consumer key and paste it over inside your notepad. Just make sure that you are using or storing somewhere, because this is the consumer key which we are going to use in the next step. Once you have got the consumer key, what we need to do is we need to execute one command, which is SFDX command. SFDX force auth colon JWT colon grant hyphen client ID. You can see here we have to put our client ID. So how we are going to do is we are going to copy paste client ID over here. Okay. Then it will ask what is the username. So this is my username. You can use your own username for the org where you have created the Salesforce connected application. Now it will ask for the JWT key file. So we need to go to the folder location where our key file is. So this, what we need to do is we just need to go to the key file. This is our key file. Okay, sorry, this is the location. Under that we have got server.key. So what we'll do is we'll just paste everything over here, and then we will say server.key. This is our key file where we have. Then we wanted to enable it as a by default org, the default org for our project. Then instance URL, we need to provide the instance URL over here. So what is the instance URL? This is the by default instance URL login.salesforce.com for all the Salesforce production and developer org, and I'm using developer, not developer, I'm using production org, so I will be using login.salesforce.com. Then copy this command. Okay, and remember in the previous lectures while we were working with SFDX deployment, we created a project called deployment demo. Go to that folder, open the CMD there and execute that command. Hit enter. Okay, so it might take some time. If your connected application is not ready, the client ID is not ready, you might get the error invalid client ID or invalid consumer key. If your connected application is ready, after sometimes within a 10 to 30 seconds, we'll be able to see a successful message that our org has been successfully authenticated, and we will also see the username as well as the org ID of our Salesforce environment where we have authenticated our Salesforce or our username with the help of JWT. So you can see here we have successfully authorized this username with the org ID this. So what we did is basically we created open SSL, we created a we generated the certificate, the SSL certificates, we created connected applications, then we authenticated our org using JWT without sending any password or anything, without having any UI or manual intervention. So that's it about this video. Thank you for your time, and in the coming video we will see how we can create a pipeline using SFDX inside our Jenkins. So let's quickly meet into the next video.